Alright, this is gonna be a part 5 video. So I showed you this one, so let's continue. Start with the first Thomas DVD from, which is season 12 episode, which is a mixture modeled and animated Thomas. The first animated Thomas DVD ever made, besides the actual CGI Thomas. Railway Friends. Here's Railway Friends 2009 DVD from Anchor Bay. No, from Lionsgate. Yeah. Here's Thomas and Friends High Speed Adventures 2009 DVD. Here's Team Up with Thomas 2009 DVD. The last DVD I'll show you with the season 12. Well, kind of, which is just the season 12 Thomas series, which is the animated / modeled Thomas mixture together. So yeah. Now here's the first Thomas CGI Thomas DVD I burned, which is the first ever Thomas and Friends CGI Thomas and Friends DVD, which is the TV series ever made, which is Splish Splash Splosh 2010 DVD. And here's Thomas and the Runaway Kite 2010 DVD. Yep, the homemade ISO copy. Now I finally complete all my Thomas and Friends CGI DVDs in full screen. Yeah, I finally have every Thomas CGI TV series, which is in 4:3, including the Lionsgate one too. So yeah. Except some of these are homemade copies. Here's the Greatest Stories 2010 2 discs DVD, a homemade copy. Here's disc 1. Yeah, it does use some classic episodes and uses classic and a new model Thomas. Here's disc 1, and here's disc 2. That's what it looked like. Creaky Cranky. I remember the first I burned Creaky Cranky, which I have it right here. It's kind of messed up and it's not working properly. But when I download and burn a disc, it worked pretty good with no issues, which that's good. Here's Merry Winter Wish 2010 Lionsgate DVD. Merry Winter Wish. And here's Wobbly Wheels and Whistles 2011 DVD. It's a homemade DVD, but I used the original content. Now here's actually my own copy only. Here's Pop Goes Thomas. This is actually a homemade 2025 DVD I made, my own version, because the real copy I try to, it's a good thing I'd be able to check videos on my Power to Go DVD editor, because it's a good thing I'd be able to check DVD file videos before I had to burn a disc, because it's kind of messed up and it's kind of some problems, and I'm afraid it might not work when I burn the ISO image, so I have to make my own instead. I have to download a video file from archive, then edit it and do my own version. Here's Pop Goes Thomas 2000 DVD. Originally it's from 2011, but it's actually my homemade 2025 homemade DVD, which is my own Ubi logo. So yeah, and there's no closed caption and there's no DVD menu. So yeah. Here's the Birthday Express 2011 DVD. Thomas in Charge 2011 DVD. Merry Christmas Thomas 2011 DVD. I had to remove the reflection. See if I had. You might see it a little bit, but Merry Christmas Thomas. Yeah. Rescue on the Rails 2000 11. But again, just like Pop Goes Thomas, it's actually also my own homemade DVD version. Because the other one, the real copy, ISO copy, probably wouldn't work when I burn a disc. Because it's a good thing I checked it, because it's kind of messed up and glitching it. I think that's the reason why it does that sometimes, because I think it has to do with the copy protected discs. Maybe that's why it's had causing some issues. Yeah, but there's no menu, there's no closed captions. But it's a good thing I own this DVD. Here's Curious Cargo, 2012 DVD. Though I think it's the first Thomas DVD from 2012. Up and Away. Again, just like this one, it still uses the my own homemade copy only. It does not have closed captions. There's no menu on it. So yeah, try to show you better without any reflecting. I hate when it happened. Here's Engine Friends. It's a 2-disc set, 2012 2-disc set, which is from some classic Thomas and new model Thomas. Here's disc 1. Here's disc 2. It's out from scratch. Yeah, I could have scratch before I burn it, but it might still work okay. But if it didn't, I might try again. Yeah. Here's Thomas and Friends Schoolhouse Delivery, 2012. It's actually it's actually my own homemade DVD version only. So yeah, and there's no menu and there's no closed captions. So yeah. Here's Go Go Thomas, 2013 DVD. Railway Mischief, 2013 DVD. It's the first Thomas DVD that uses uses a different narrator, uses a new narration, which is a CGI Thomas DVD. And Animals Aboard, 2013 DVD. It's actually the last. I believe this is actually the last Thomas and Friends CGI DVD uses Michael Brandon. So yeah. As they had the new narration before they used the Michael Brandon, which is the last one, fortunately. So yeah. Here's Santa's Little Engine, 2013 Goling Thomas DVD. No, 2013, but it's 2013, but it's actually uses my own homemade 2025 homemade DVD, which there is no menu and there is no closed captions either. So yeah. And here's the Thomas Way 2013 DVD ISO copy. Here's Spills and Thrills. Yeah, actually the Thomas Way was actually the very last Thomas and Friends CGI DVD that uses in full screen, which is 4:3. Now we'll move on to the widescreen CGI Thomas and Friends series. Here's the first Thomas and Friends DVD ever made, which is the CGI Thomas. Originally the DVDs from Lionsgate, but I just used the Universal reprint because the Lionsgate copies won't work properly. So I used the Universal copy. I tested on the Universal copy and it worked pretty good. So yeah, so I used the Universal reprint instead. So yeah, which that's okay. I don't mind the Universal copy. This is actually This is the Universal reprint. This copy is version 2. So yeah, this is the Universal DVD because this copy is version 2. So yeah, the version 1 is Lionsgate. I did wrote Lionsgate just like how original it is. Yeah. Spills and Thrills. Here's Trouble on the Tracks. Lionsgate. Engine to the Rescue. It's kind of. I'm trying to. I worked so hard to find this on Archive before I downloaded it, and I found it. Yep. Here's the Christmas Engines 2014 DVD. Yeah, I did drew with green marker. Here's Signal Crossed 2014 DVD, the Last Times DVD from 2014. But this is actually the most recent one I burned, actually. Yeah. And next time I burn a Thomas DVD, I'll use Dinos and Discoveries, which I seen in the trailers, which I don't have that disc yet. This is the most recent one I burned. I don't have a lot of my 20. I don't have the rest of my 20. I don't have any 2016, 2017, 2019 DVDs. I only had one Thomas DVD from 2015, which is Soldier Legend of the Lost Treasure. I don't have the rest of the 2015 DVDs. So yeah, I hope I'm gonna get one soon. I don't have the real copy, but I made my own double feature, which is Track Stars and Come Ride the Rails. Yeah, because I don't have Track Stars and Come Ride the Rails. I probably wouldn't be able to burn Track Stars and Come Ride the Rails on ISO file. It might not work properly, and it might be too large. So I made my own instead. So yeah. And this time it's a double feature. Track Stars and Come Ride the Rails. My own copy, and there's no closed captions. So yeah. And here's the Ultimate Christmas 2007 DVD, which this one's messed up, and the only thing that's messed up is just the opening and the menu. But it does work. But I'd still be able to watch Ultimate Christmas. It's a good thing the Ultimate Christmas feature program still works, which that's good. Thank goodness. And it's actually the original 2007 DVD. Alright, and stay tuned for the very last. I think this will be my last part. This will probably be the last and final part. So yeah, on the next video. So yeah, so stay tuned for a final part, I believe.